where the president of the island of Zanzibar, Hussein Al-Mamwi, says his Indian Ocean island is open for business and investments from around the world. So the East African Association top executives were in Tanzania as well as Zanzibar over the course of the past few days to hold a roadshow on the island. Let's get some perspectives into what has been achieved. Joining me to discuss this is Agnes Gitau. She's the Executive Director in charge of Europe and UK at the East African Association. She's also the Managing Partner at GBS Africa. Great to have you on the show tonight from the island of Zanzibar. Tell me a little bit about the island, Agnes. The flora, the fauna, the beaches, and so on.
What a beautiful place to be, Boston. Zanzibar is about 25 to 50 kilometers off the coast of Tanzania. It's a beautiful, exotic island full of beautiful beaches and just beautiful as the pictures you're showing right now. And apart from being an exotic destination for tourism, it's also a very competitive destination for investment. And in the last couple of days, we've had an opportunity to understand from both government and the private sector what these priorities for investment are and what the island and also mainland Tanzania, some of the reforms they have come up with to try and attract capital to this country.
So what's the motivation behind your team's roadshows to Tanzania and Zanzibar, by the way?
Boston, for the last 6 years, there was a bit of anxiety amongst international investors, but since the presidency of President Samir in the mainland and also His Excellency Dr. Ali Hussein Mwinyi in mainland, there's been some investor confidence. And so the Eastern African Association was responding to requests from its membership, which is made up of about 300 international businesses, wanting to come back after being away from this space for about six years during Magufuli's tenure. So the motivation was a request from our members wanting to re-engage and understand the opportunities in this country.
Well, is the island of Zanzibar open for business, and how is the government there working on this? You met with the president and your team. He hosted you. So, what did you get from? What are your takeaways from the president? How is the government open for business?
It's absolutely open for business. In our meeting with His Excellency today, he presented us with a door which he opened as a sign of the fact that the island is open for business, as you can see there. So they have come up with incredible incentives for investors. They have also prioritized sectors. Some of them are the incredible tourism sector. After COVID, there is a momentum to reinvest in the island's tourism. Blue economy, quite a great potential, which is still untapped. Opportunities in aquaculture, really an area businesses should explore. Oil and gas and infrastructure, building Zanzibar's infrastructure. Remember, this is a very old island dating back to the 13th century, and also reinvesting in its history is great. So yes, to respond to your question, the country is open for business, and there is commitment both from government and private sector. We also met with Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority, which is tasked with making investment easy for anybody wanting to come here. So it's a one-stop platform where businesses can get all the assistance they need to set up and operate in Zanzibar. So yes, it is certainly open for business. We were able to engage with both sides, from government and private sector, and also local businesses who are able to share their experience with us. Because sometimes governments usually tell you what you want to hear, but it's always great to hear from the private sector, so you can really understand how it is like in reality to operate in the country.
Okay, so, but what are the takeaways for you and your Eastern African Association team during this roadshow? Where do you folks go next?
So for us is the political commitment to promoting the country, both for investment and attracting private capital to support governments in its agenda for development, but also a change in the political in the politicians' focus. They're very focused on economic development. I guess we've had this conversation in Boston where decades ago, African politicians were really focused on the political leadership, but we're seeing a change in that, and both mainland and Zanzibar is a clear sign that the engagement from top level of government, really wanting to understand what businesses need, what businesses require, so they can make it easier for them. So that really strong desire shown by the political class is what really is attractive for us, but also the great opportunities here and a very vibrant private sector that is willing to engage. So that was very clear for us, but also potential for foreign investors, particularly in financial services, and something that is very close to my heart, which the president highlighted, was the importance of building the legal capacity in Zanzibar to be able to attract investors and build that confidence. So takeaways for us is we will continue sharing Zanzibar story, supporting the government in ensuring that this information that informs businesses of opportunities is available to them. And yes, that the information that they need to invest in Zanzibar is available to them.
It's available. Thank you so much. Agnes, Gitau, do have a pleasant evening over there. Agnes, Executive Secretary, Europe and UK at Eastern African Association and the Managing Partner at GBS Africa. Thank you.